Welcome back, WNST, Towson, Baltimore, and Baltimore Positive, celebrating 25 years here with our 25 stories of glory, counting them down with our friends at Curio Wellness. You can find that out at Baltimore Positive. Also, the Maryland Crab Cake Tour on a little bit of a hiatus after we're going to be at Coco's this week, brought to you by our friends at the Maryland Lottery. I have scratch-offs to give away at Coco's. I'm going to be doing some crab cake tours in October, but with the Orioles and baseball and all that going on, big appreciation to our friends at Window Nation. 866-90 Nation is the way to hook that up. And Jiffy Lube, our newest sponsor as well. We are going to be celebrating the Ravens' return to London up at Hollywood Casino in Perryville in the sports bar up there. And early in the morning, it's going to be breakfast in Cecil County. And that's going to be on the 15th to celebrate my 55th birthday. This guy joins us every week. We're making picks here. So far, so good. If I had real money, I'd be ahead right now, and I'd be on a beach somewhere because I did okay again last week against the spread. Christian Horton joins us here. You can find him up in Perryville at the Hollywood Casino, working it up there, trying to get through these baseball games to get to the playoffs and college football on Saturday and pro on Sunday. What's going on, brother? How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you? Not too bad. Enjoyed the weekend with some football. Wait until tomorrow or wait until Thursday and see what happens with that game.
All right. Well, look, I did okay last week. You've been scuffling a little bit. Give everybody the results. And I do have a topical point I want to talk about with half points and moving things. Some of the picks I made last week, the spread moved a half a point. I got 6 instead of 6.5, helped me win a game. There were a couple of pushes. Boy, that half a point is kind of crazy. And we had some pushes too, right? I was 10-4-2, correct?
Yes. 10-4-2. Doing really well on the season. Got you at 20-10-2 for the season. Unlike me, I was 6-8. 6-8-2. That half a point kills you, or it makes you avoid or push, as we call it, in the betting world, which is basically a refund. Yeah, like you said, in the San Fran and LA game, they kicked the last second field goal that meant nothing, and that caused you to be a push. So, it definitely means a lot with that 7.5 or 7.5 points.
House like half points or hate half points in general, because half point means no push, right?
Yeah. No, I mean, personally, I like it because you get the chance to have your money back. You don't lose by the hook, as we call it. You actually can win or get your refund back or get a void. So I like it a lot. I think it helps.
In your experience, we're a couple weeks into this. It's the Wild Wild West, and I want to remind everybody: please do this responsibly. This is meant for fun, not to be wrecking your life. You see all the ads. If you're having a problem with gambling, make the call you need to make. But for me, wondering what other people are doing. Look, I'm an old guy. You and I went through this from the beginning, like picking winners for the games. That's not really the way people gamble, even though we're having fun picking winners here and I'm picking games. Bankrolling this, I wouldn't do this, right? Like I would pick 3 games I like and try to make it happen or parlay. What are the habits that you're seeing people form in regard to betting on sports legally up and up where you are versus what you did all the rest of your life, which was this or that, but there are a lot more options now than just, do I like the Ravens and the points this week or do I not?
Yeah, no, some of the habits that I see every day is, I mean, a lot of people are beginner bettors. So they see the commercials, they see guys turning $5 into $500. So I see a lot of parlays happening. I think once you get into the game, you realize how hard parlays are to hit. So you go back to the single games, like you said, choosing 3 games and putting $10 on each game rather than $10 on a parlay and you lose your money every week. So
Well,
I'm personally
feeling like I put $10 down, I win $10. I need to put 10 and win 100.
exactly,
I need an
exactly.
exacta or a triple here in order to make it worth my while to give me some juice on it, as opposed to picking 3 winners and putting $10 and just winning $30, getting a little crazy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, definitely. Like I said, you're in it for the long run. Like you said, we're in this for fun. You want to sit there, watch the game, enjoy the game. Ooh, I won $10 rather than every week you losing $10. So you want to have more excitement for yourself, and that's what kind of keeps you coming back and gambling on the same teams.
All right, well, I'm going to get too exotic with this week, and I certainly, and listen, you don't know me well enough, but I want you to smack me this year if I get cocky. All right. Because I
Okay.
mean, I'm feeling good about myself. I'm 20, 10, and 2, right? I'm making cash. I'm what the insiders would call an expert. I'm an expert now, right? We'll see. I get to pick games this week. Christian Horton will help you pick games. Tell everybody how to find you and how to find just a delightful little casino right on the edge of 95. It's 15 minutes from everybody's house. You get a really special place up there. I always enjoy my time when I come up to your place.
Yeah, yeah. It's definitely special at Hollywood. Casino Perryville. We're right off of 95. Come and join us. We got sports betting up there. We got a great restaurant that you can watch all the games in. Enjoy some great food. We have music on the weekends, live music, live bands. So
Strikers
yeah, you can
Posse
come.
next week. The reggae's
It's
coming. Look out for me. Look out
Yeah,
for me next
exactly.
week.
Yep. Yep. You can come up there and enjoy us. Yeah, I'll
Well,
come up there and definitely see you for
I'll
sure.
come up there and cash all my winnings from my 2010 and 2 start. I'm getting cocky now. I got to stop. Christian Horton is here. You can go find him up there. All right, let's pick the games. That's what we do here, right?
Okay, cool.
Giants and Niners. Boy, Giants. Little bounce back for them. I mean, that's one of these things with these 1-1 teams. Are you Jekyll? Or are you Hyde? Or are you the Steelers we saw against the? We might know the Bengals really stink because they've stunk 2 weeks in a row.
Mhm.
Giants and 49ers. Everybody's bullish on the 49ers at home. 10 points, short rest. Giants have to travel the country. There's a lot to like the 49ers here. I'm going to take the 49ers.
Yeah, you like the 40. Yeah, I like the 49ers also, especially, Barkley sprained his ankle last week out for a few weeks. They're gonna trying to find themselves a running back. At this point, San Fran just looks so good. Christian McCaffrey finally looks healthy. They're giving them a lot of touches. So I like San Fran with the 10-2.
All right, let's get to the Sunday games. 1 o'clock. We're going to roll through this. I'm keeping the Ravens to the end
Okay.
because I lost on the Ravens last week. I mean, I had to pick the Ravens like I did the first 26 years of my life, taking the friggin' points on the road. I'd have been just fine, one outright. But there was some money to be made. There's some value on that. Chargers and the Vikings, 1 o'clock game. This is a pick. I mean, we haven't had a lot of picks this year, right? True pick 'em. Chargers on the road. Don't know what they are. The Vikings have played okay. I guess I like the Vikings at home here until the Chargers show me they're better than their quarterback's ads are.
100%. Yeah, no, I'm with you with Minnesota at home. I had a tough time deciding this one, but I've lost on the Chargers 2 weeks in a row, and they're kind of just a team with a bunch of names and not a lot of culture behind them. They don't have an identity really. So I'm going to take Minnesota to get their first win at home.
Yeah, I'm still pissed at that. Them for moving anyway. Bills are down the road in DC. Games 38 miles apart at the same time. The Commanders commanding 6.5 points at home against the Bills. Well, the Bills might be a little overrated, maybe. I don't know. And the Commanders might be better than you think.
Yeah, no, I like the Commanders. They played well in Denver. They shocked me. Sam Howell's finally, I think, getting keys to the house, or keys to the car in a sense. So they're letting them play finally. So I like Washington covering the 6 for sure.
But these Bills fans travel, right? And Washington's kind of
Yeah.
empty. That thing could turn into a little bit of a home game. I'm going to take Washington with the points at home. 6.5 to make you laugh. Saints at Packers. Packers 2-point favorites at home here against Saints. I don't know what the Packers are at this point. I did watch a lot of the Saints game on Monday. They're a little bit of short rest going on the road. I'm inclined to take the Packers at home here at 2. I think if it got up to 3.5, I may go the other way. But 2 makes me take the Packers at home.
Yeah, this was a tough one also, but I like the Saints on this one. I love their defense, as I've always said in the past. Jordan Love, I think he's kind of a rookie in a sense in his third year, but hasn't really played. I think they're going to show him kind of who they are. So I'm going to take the Saints with the points.
Everybody was hot on the Detroit Lions. I made that
Mm-hmm.
mistake last week too. Seattle came in there, worked them pretty good. Falcons are coming into Detroit this week. 1 o'clock game, 3.5-point favorite, the Lions. Boy, that's one of those ones at 3.5. That might not make you laugh. That might make you cry. I will spread it. I'll take the Lions at home. I think they're at least a good enough team to cover this spread.
Yeah, no, I'm going to take the Lions at home too. I think they're due for a bounce back game. I just don't think the Falcons can score with the Lions. The Lions put up so many points. The Falcons kind of struggle to score. They're still finding out who their number one guy is. So I'm going to take the Lions also with the 3.5.
Now, you do know I have all my I had Todd Radom on the show here this week, so I have my Oiler throwbacks here. I got my
I like that.
Pastorini.
Warren Moon.
I got my Warren Moon, my
Yeah.
Pastorini going here. The Titans are not wearing they're wearing them soon. I don't even know what week they're wearing them, but the Titans taking on the Browns in the land of Cleve. I watched the Browns play the other night. I don't know what to make of them. 3 points in them. I don't think the Titans are very good. But there's a point for me getting 3 points on the road. I'm going to take Tennessee here to sort of have some sort of a bounce back and play well. And I think the Browns maybe at heart stink. I think at heart maybe the Ravens really are the best team in this division. Certainly after going to Cincinnati last week. Not big on the Browns. I'll take the 3 points with Tennessee.
Yeah, no, I'm with Tennessee also. I'm not big on the Browns. Like you said, I'm Watson, the 2 years off, I think really hurt them. They lost Chubb Monday night with the knee injury. So I think they're trying to find who their running back is also. So they're just hurt by injuries and kind of just no identity and they're still the Browns. So I love Tennessee. I love Mike Vrabel. I think Henry runs wild on them, and they covered a 3.5.
I believed in Jacksonville last week. I don't know, 9.5 points at home against the woeful Texans. I'm waiting for the Jaguars to put the foot on the gas at some point. Certainly didn't score points. Chiefs, you gave them up for dead with the with Detroit in the opening game. Again, 2 weeks into this, it feels coin flippy for me as to what we're going to see. The Jaguars should be markedly better than the Houston Texans. At 9.5 points, I'm going to take the Jaguars here, even though they beat me last week.
Yeah, no, I like the Jags at home. Also, Houston, I watched their game against the Colts. They had problems on the offensive line. I think 3 out of the 5 offensive line starters are hurt or sick or something. So they're struggling just to get offense going. So I like the Jags to really beat them up at home for sure.
Christian Horton runs the sportsbook at Hollywood Casino in Perryville. We'll be up there on October the 15th in the morning celebrating the Titans and the Ravens. And I guess the Titans aren't going to be wearing their Oiler uniforms at Tottenham. But we're going to have a proper British breakfast up there for everybody, an opportunity to wager, have some fun. I'm going to be giving some stuff away. So come on out on October 15th. Christian's going to be here each and every week making his picks that weren't as good last week as mine were great last week, but that's what it's a week-to-week league. So I don't want to get too cocky at 10-4 and 2 last week. Your Patriots, you were up there for the opener. You have the hoodie behind you, as everybody sees online. You are a true New World, win too much, Tom Brady, New England Patriot fan. 3-point favorite on the road, going to New York. Boy, the Jets are all over with, right? I mean, they did their thing with Zach Wilson. They're not going to be a favorite the rest of the year, right?
Yeah, no, I agree. No, the Jets are just. I didn't think this would happen to them. I thought they would have a whole new team with Aaron Rodgers and kind of having their vibe behind them. But ever since he was hurt, it kind of killed their vibe. I like New England a lot. We've beat them in the past a lot last year, or a lot in the past. So I like New England to cover away.
3 points on the road for the hoodie. Give it to them. I'll take it as well. I'll take New England in that one. Last of the 1 o'clock games, not named Ravens. Broncos at Miami. Miami is 6.5-point favorite home. Dude, this Peyton and Russell Wilson and Denver. I mean, one of these venerable franchises. It feels like it's not getting out of its way. And the Dolphins. I like the Dolphins, Jacksonville, these teams that I get on, Detroit, that I think maybe they're a good team this year. I tend to be more like my beliefs of a couple of weeks ago, even on these 1-1 teams. I'll take the Dolphins at 6.5. I'll spread it at home. I think the Broncos really stink.
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you. The Broncos are just a bad team to be honest. They don't know where they're going. They don't really have a true leader. Russell Wilson's still just playing bad, to be honest.
This looks over
taking
for him,
sacks,
right? It looks like it's over.
He's got his payday, and he's kind of just okay with that, and that's okay too. But I like Miami. They played New England tough, scored a lot of points. Really made the game interesting at the end. But I like Miami to cover, especially in Miami.
Ravens are the flavor of the month, right? I mean, the Ravens on the power rankings, and now giving the extra points to the Colts. 8 points. Over a touchdown. Lamar's healthy, trending back to getting this offense to where it needs to be. The pass rush has been there. There's no thought that the Colts and Gardner Minshew are going to really test the secondary. There's a lot to like the Ravens, but eight's some wood. Eight's a number at home for the Ravens.
Yeah, no, eight's definitely a lot, especially, after the first week, they kind of struggled to cover the 10 against the Texans. So it's definitely a wonder if they can do it. But I mean, with them not having Anthony Richardson, I like Minshew, but he's not Anthony Richardson. Anthony Richardson's a little, has a spark to him. So I like the Ravens to cover this. Lamar surprised me a lot last week. In the first half, he was kind of, conservative. In the second half, he broke it through and kind of did what he needed to do and showed all the flashes of Lamar. So I like the Ravens also.
Look, man, how old are you? What year were you born?
93. 93.
Yeah. In 1984, we had an episode here. I don't know if you're
Okay.
aware of this, that they stole our football team.
Yes.
So, I do bring out the Baltimore Colts belt buckle here this week. I'm not wearing the Raskin Global Blue for, any specific Colt reason. But I would just say I'm going to take the Ravens. There's no way I would take the Colts in Baltimore. Like, people that know me
Yeah.
know that, right? So 4 o'clock games, Panthers at Seattle. Seattle with a nice little bounce back last week. They're a 5.5-point favorite at home. Carolina coming across the country. Yeah, I'll take the Seahawks in this. I mean, I'd take the Seahawks if it was 8, quite frankly. But 5.5, I don't want to say play of the week, but I like this one more than I like most of the things I've said.
I'm gonna go against you on this one here. I think Carolina is gonna. I think Bryce Young finally has his breakout game. His first 2 weeks he struggled. Especially against the Saints on Monday night, he didn't really get it going. But at the end, he showed me a lot. So I think that's kind of what we're gonna see following along. So I like Carolina on this one to cover the 5.
12th man in Seattle for a rookie. They're going to chew him up, spit him out up in the Pacific Northwest. Dallas, again, whenever they're good, they get a couple extra points just because it has a star and Jarrah on it. They're going to Arizona. This should be, a cakewalk of a win. There should be no issue here. Then there's the covering of 12 points. Cowboys put points up. They didn't have any problem covering against Giants on the road. I'm inclined to spread the 12 points until Dallas shows me they're not as good as maybe others think they are.
Yeah, no, right there with you. I said last week Dallas is the team to beat in the NFC. They're tough, man. They put up 40 points and shut your offense down. So there's no back and forth. So I definitely like the Giants to cover in Arizona.
A lot of wood out here this week. 12.5 to make you laugh for the Chiefs at home against the Bears. Chiefs with a bounce back game, beating up on Jacksonville, getting back home. No reason to think they'll lose this game. 12.5. That's a lot of points, and that's very anti-Bear, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it is. I think 12 is just a lot. I mean, especially I'm historically, I always say the Chiefs win, but they never cover, especially those big spreads. I think Justin Fields, he's taken a lot of criticism the past 2 weeks. So I think he kind of has his breakout game, especially with it being prime time versus Pat Mahomes. I think he knows he has to score a lot of points. So I think they cover the 12.5 for sure.
I'm going with you on this one. Now, we haven't differed much this week. I'm going to take the Bears. That's a lot of points. It's a lot of wood. I'll take 12.5 with that. I don't think the Bears are that bad. Maybe they are. Steelers, speaking of that bad, I don't know. They won, but who did they win against? They are in Las Vegas, going across the country. That will be the Sunday Night Football game. Boy, the Raiders feel like they may have found something here in this young, good-looking, strapping quarterback. And I don't know that the Steelers showed me enough on Monday to think they're any good in beating a bad Browns team. But Raiders at 2.5. I'll spread the points here. And I think the Steelers are going to travel well. They have a hell of a crowd out there in Vegas, I'm sure. I'll take the Raiders and spread the 2.5 points.
Okay, I'm going to differ with you on this one. I'm going to take Pittsburgh. Like you said, I think they travel well. I think that it's kind of going to be a home team or a home game for Pittsburgh. They shocked me on a Monday night. I kind of thought they were going to go down, and that was going to kind of be their season. They were going to just ride that wave out. So I like Pittsburgh on a win, and they're going to keep their win streak alive.
Monday night, we got 2 games next week as well. Eagles and the Buccaneers. That'll be a Philadelphia festival down there in the sunshine. 5-point favorites on the road going down to Tampa. Baker Mayfield, the Buccaneers haven't been as bad as, let's say, the Patriots were when they lost Tom Brady. But but the Eagles feel to me on the road, this is a good spot for them to win the game and cover 5. I'll take the Eagles and the points, or give the points up here.
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you. I like the Eagles. They're such a dynamic team, so explosive. They can get it going at any time. I'm just not sure if the Buccaneers can score with them. I know the Buccaneers defense is good enough, but I'm not sure that they can handle the Eagles defense also on the other side. So I like Philly also.
Eagles coming off a little mini bye too. A little extra rest early in the season probably helps everybody there. Last but not least, the Cincinnati Bengals back at home. Prime time. Rams coming in. Monday Night Football. 2-point favorite Bengals. What Bengals are we going to see? What are we going to see from Joe Burrow? He did not look healthy to me. I mean, I'll give the Ravens their flowers. They played great. They won a road game. They did what they needed to do, running the ball, Lamar, everything's good. I think the Bengals have real problems if Joe Burrow is not going to be well enough and their offense isn't going to be well enough to throw the ball down the field, because that's their game. They don't have it right now. I'll spread the 2 points, but this might be the end of the road with Cincinnati for me. I mean, they're playing. I don't like the Rams, so that's why I'm doing this. But I don't like the Bengals either.
Yeah, this is a tough one. I've died with the Bengals 2 weeks in a row, and after actually watching their game, a whole game, they're not who Joe Burrow's not healthy. You've seen it at the end. He's massaging his calf with the massage thing. So I'm going to take LA on this one, and the shock, and I'm going to give them the win.
All right, dude. I'm going to see you up at Hollywood Casino. Christian Horton, he runs a sports book up there. Go see him. Go get one of his delicious salmon BLTs. Get up there and see Striker's Posse next week. Take advantage of a great local casino, easy to get to, right off 95. You see some eagles on the way in, flying over the dam and all that good stuff if you get up there. Good luck to you this week. I'm not going to get cocky, young man, because I told you I used to be pretty good at picking football games. We'll see if I'm still good. 20, 10, and 2 to start. I'm telling you what, I'm 1 minute away from getting some grease in my hair and getting a 900 number. I'm 2 weeks away from that, Christian. All right.
All right.
Getting an ad in the USA Today. I'm old school. Christian Horton, go see him up at Hollywood Casino, our great sponsors. Go eat some good food, listen to some rock and roll as well. Back for more. I'm Nestor. We're Baltimore Positive. Stay with us.